संदीप सर,
हाँ सर, मैंने लाइव कर दिया है सर।
लाइव कर दिया उसी वीडियो पे कि दूसरी वीडियो पे?
आपको लिंक शेयर किया हुआ होगा वीडियो यूट्यूब का।
ओके ओके। सो गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन।
मैंने लाइव कर दिया सर।
Good evening everyone. Welcome to the first live session of our 12-week course on science communication, research productivity and data analytics using open source software. So I am Mohit Garg. Along with me, the other faculties are also joining. Dr. Navi Hassan sir, Dr. Neeraj Chaurasia sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar Verma sir, Ms. Vanitha Khanjandani ma'am, and Mr. Manu TR. Along with that, we have our three teaching assistant, Ms. Priyanka, Mr. Vijay Kumar, and Mr. Mukesh Behra. So in this session, we will be taking some of the doubts which you have asked in the Google form. Also, if you have any other question, please do let us know in the YouTube chat box. We will be taking up those questions also. So to start with, I'll invite Dr. Vijay Kumar Verma sir for the questions. So Dr. Vijay sir.
Yeah, wait, please.
Yeah, sir. So one of the learner have asked the question about how Lotka laws applied for collection development in library. Sir, if you can switch on your camera, sir.
Yeah. Is it Mohit?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. I am Vijay. And regarding the question, how Lotka law can be applied for the collection development, basically, I want to say that Lotka law gives basically the productivity of the author. It says some author contributes more, some author contribute less. So directly we can't apply Lotka law for the collection development, but we can find out the productive author in a particular domain of knowledge, and we can add the collection of those author or authors in our library to enrich our collection, and by that way, Lotka law can be applicable in collection development of a library. Yeah, Mohit, any other question?
Yeah, sir, there is another question is that is bibliometric not evidence-based decision making?
Definitely, bibliometrics, what you are doing in bibliometrics, basically in bibliometrics, we are measuring something. What we are measuring? We are measuring the author output. We are measuring the which is most prolific author. We are measuring which is the most important journal in that particular domain of knowledge. That means we are taking some evidence, and based on the evidence, we are taking decision. For example, you see, in nowadays, we know EBA, evidence-based acquisition model. In EBA, in evidence-based acquisition model, we acquire the resource based on certain evidence. Instead of recommendation by any faculty member or the student, what we do, we go on certain evidence. For example, if we want to acquire a particular book for our library, in case of the evidence-based acquisition model, entire catalog of a publisher, entire collection of a publisher would be open to the community at certain upfront cost, and at the end of the year, the collection which are used at the maximum extent can be added to the library collection. Same thing in case of bibliometrics, whatever the law we covered. In case of Bradford law, if we are analyzing the journal, which is the most productive journal or which journal contains the maximum number of articles in a particular domain, that means we are taking some evidence, and based on that evidence, we are adding it to our library. Hence, bibliometrics is definitely a an evidence-based study, in my view.
Thank you, sir. So, like some of the questions were not they haven't mentioned about, but they have written that about Bradford law, Lotka law, and about qualitative research. So I think I request the learners to go through the course content because we have discussed all those things in detail. And still, if you have any questions, you can still share with us because these questions are incomplete. So if you have, you can share with us. So thank you, sir. If any questions will come,
Thanks,
take
thanks,
it.
Mohit. If there be any question, I am here to answer. Okay. Thank you.
So, Vanita ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
So there are some questions related to this. Do we need a licensed version for this search?
See,
I think learner is talking about Scopus.
yeah, for Scopus, we need to have subscription so that all the features are available in it. Without subscription in free Scopus, only author search is available. So we need to have subscription for Scopus.
Then another question is related to if we want to extract only those documents which are written by male as first or second author, I mean according to the gender, can we do it? If yes, then how to do it?
In Scopus or in any other search engine, there is no search for gender. We can search only for the author, whether they are male or female or maybe other, but gender search is not there in any of the database.
So
Bibliography.
they have to extract the data with the first by names, and then afterwards they can match that whether these authors are male or no, female. Okay.
But sometimes it is difficult to say that that name will be of male or females, because nowadays many we think that names are of male, but they are females. So you can't predict.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And another question they have discussed about use H-index of Professor Bhim Singh in Scopus is 83. In Web of Science is 64, and in Google Scholar it's 101. While calculating the H-index in Scopus, whether it will cover only Scopus index publication, while calculating the H-index in Web of Science, whether it will cover only Web of Science index publication, what all publication it will cover in Google Scholar.
Yes, those publications which are indexed in Scopus or Web of Science, they are only available. And for Google Scholar, there is no such kind of method. They have methodology, but their number of items are more. They index more number of art journals. So obviously their database is having more journals. So it is because of this Bhim Singh has H-index 101.
Okay, ma'am.
Their coverage, its total H-index is depend upon the number of journals and their articles cover in that database.
Okay, madam. Thank you, ma'am. So I request learners, if you have still questions we have here, so you can post it in the chat box. I hope you are on YouTube chat box. So I'll move ahead to more questions. So one of the common question is asked by that how we will be doing the research related to our university or institution, how we will be doing the whole analysis. So for this, I want to say that while we will be having the case studies in our week 12, we will be taking up all those case studies, like doing the whole analysis for one particular data of an institution, then for the journal, then for a particular domain, or maybe one of the document types. So we will be taking up all those examples as case studies, and afterwards I think you will be more clear about if you want to do analysis of your institution or any other universities. Another question, common question was that when will be examination held? So examinations dates are on the course page. So registration date is already over. So those who have registered and paid the required fee, they can only appear for the exams. Then we have some more questions, and Dr. Neeraj Chaurasia sir is with us. So I'll just share the question, and sir will give the more clarity on those questions. Neeraj sir, are you there?
Yes.
So, sir, one of the learner have asked about whether journal immediacy index is calculated for one particular journal.
Yes, journal immediacy index is calculated for one particular journal, like impact factor. You may see that the impact factor is for individual journals. So similarly, this journal immediacy index is also calculated for a single journal. The difference in both is like immediacy index is the average number of citations to article from the current year, which is divided by the total number of articles from the current year. So basically, it will provide the immediacy index will provide the how quick articles in a journal is cited during the current year. So basically, it is called the immediacy index. So it is obviously for a single journal, individual journal.
Another question is SJR is for average of weighted citation. How to decide whether it is a weighted citation or not?
Yeah, so SJR is basically, if you see the formula of SJR, basically SCImago journal ranking is a journal level matrix that measures the prestige of a journal. So if you see the calculation of SJR, it divided the average number of weighted citations in a given year and divide by the number of articles published in the journals in previous 3 years. So if you talk about the weighted, so weighted means basically SJR indicator is weighted citation kind of count. From where citations are coming from, that is very important. If citations are coming from less prestigious journals, means it will give less than one citation. If it is coming from higher prestige journal, then it will count more than one citation. So that's why it called the prestige kind of matrix. So they have their own system, internal system to calculate the weighted citations. So average number of weighted citations is divided by the number of citations published in last 3 years. So they have internal system to decide, and it is freely available. So learners can go through their website, SJR, and they can find out the SCImago journal rankings, country-wise ranking, and also the journal-wise ranking both.
Thank you, sir. So another question the learners have asked about Ayush-based research. I think you want to know about how we will be doing the data collection related to Ayush. I think if I assume you are talking about Ayurveda or something, so if you can give more clarity on this, like what kind of data you want. So based on that, we can draft the query, and then we can post in the what are the database we will be using, and accordingly we can extract the data. So another question the learner has posted on YouTube is that sir, Scopus or Web of Science data not available freely available. If any database using this type of study. So yeah, these both the softwares are like commercial one. They are subscription based. They are giving this data from the commercial source, but we have we have this Google Scholar, and recently another bibliographic database, kind of a database, has been launched at OpenLX, but it's not that popular. But that platform is also available. You can extract the data from those things. but Scopus and Web of Science are the subscription-based services. So few of the learners have asked about the RStudio, what we are using in this particular course, and they have asked about the demo, and some of the common errors I have seen in the discussion forum are very basic, which you need to take care whenever you are starting the analysis. So I'll share my screen and I'll just give you a quick demo on RStudio again and how to import the data and what all the important thing you need to remember whenever you are doing the analysis in RStudio. Okay. Here I want to clear it again. Many of the learners have posted in the discussion forum that does R and RStudio are different. So RStudio is just a interface to use the R, because the interface of R is not that quite good, and it doesn't provide the extra features. So that is why we are using RStudio. In RStudio we are using R only. Okay. So if you have seen, I have discussed in the lecture also that whenever you will go to the site of RStudio, you will find that it will ask that have you, like, first step is install R and the second step is installation of RStudio. Okay, so I'll just share my screen and just I'll show you. I hope my screen is visible. Mukesh, can you confirm? Mukesh, or my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
it is visible, yeah.
So, one of the when we are starting the analysis with RStudio, some of the questions were related to this also, that we are not seeing the this 4 quadrant of this interface of RStudio. So sometimes, you know, when you are doing the analysis the first time you are using RStudio, so the situation look like this. Okay, so what you have to do, you just have to maximize and minimize. So, and also you can scroll it here also. Okay, so this is how you can make it as a 4 quadrant. So I have also said that whenever we will be doing the analysis, we will be using this quadrant, because we can save this content and for our later purposes. So, like, common error many people have faced is reading the CSV file or maybe the other data. For this course, we are taking up maximum time the data which is in the CSV format, but if you have any other format data, definitely you can use different packages. You can install the different packages and then you can import the data. So here, here many of the some of the have said that they have got the error because of this inverted comma. So whenever you are putting the file name, it should be on this inverted comma and then this. So this slash and this slash, there is a difference. Okay, so if you use this slash, like say for example this, then also like whenever you are importing the data from a path, okay, like say for example your current directory is not so this is my, so my current directory is documents, but my data is in the downloads or maybe or another folder. Okay, so if you are not fetching the data from that particular directory, and if you're mentioning the whole path downloads, and then if I give, like, see if I, okay, so if I do like this and if I import in some data, so if you see this error comes. Okay, so what this error is this? Because of this slash. Okay, so whenever you are doing, you have to slash. Okay, now if I do, it will import. Okay, so my data is imported, and what the next step will do after importing the data, we'll see what exactly data is, how we will see it. We will be using the view function. So that's a view, and this is our data. If I run it. So this is my data of like one row is there. Then like one of the learner have said this whole path, the path is correct, even this file name is also correct, but they haven't given the extension .csv. Okay, let us now see if we don't give .csv, what will happen. Okay, so if I run this, so it will say that no such file or directory. Okay, so with R, whenever you are importing the data, you just don't give the just file name. You have to give the file name with full extension. So if you give like this, it will give you the error. Okay. So I'll just put the CSV. So my data is imported, and like if I have to change my directory, so what I'll do, I'll use set working directory. So these are some of the initial steps where we are getting the errors. So now earlier my directory was this documents. So now I will make it to downloads. So if I'll do like this, now if I'll see my current directory, it's downloads, and now I don't have to give this whole path. Okay, so now I have to just simply mention. Okay, so if you see earlier I have given the whole path. So the whole path I have given because my current directory was in the documents and my data is in the downloads. But afterwards I have changed the directory to this downloads, and now I don't have to give the whole path. Also, whenever you are importing the data or you are doing any of the analysis, don't just simply copy this file name and paste it here. Okay, because say for example, my file name, I am assuming that my file name is Scopus 15. Okay, if I do like this, and if I like right here, because there is no Scopus 15 file is there, so the best option is here is that what you do, you just simply use the tab. Okay, so you will do the tab and it will display all the data whatever I have here. Okay, so I can just see now. This is how I can import the data. Okay, so these are some of the questions I have seen in the discussion forum, and another questions regarding the data I have seen is about this dollar. So dollar is a symbol to use for accessing the particular column. So for this particular data set, if you see, I have only 4 columns, but whenever we will be having the full analysis on a large data set, we will be having multiple columns. And at that time, like as I already discussed in the lecture also, sometimes we need to do the analysis on like type of open access in a data, that particular data, or what are the trends of publications in that data, or maybe the citations. So we will be taking care of one column, that one particular column of that data set. Okay, so at that time this dollar becomes very useful. So say for example, this is our data set DF, and I want to do a like keyword analysis on the particular data set. Okay, so now as soon as I put dollar, it will just list it down that these many columns I have. So I'll go click it here, and just if I run it, so this is the text data I have here. So this is the abstract. Okay, and now if I have to do any of the kind of analysis on this, so we can do that. Okay, so dollar is used for accessing that. Okay, then there is one question was also there regarding this of indexing. So you know, like whenever we have the data, we first thing what we do is we check whether what's exactly the length of the data. So here our length of the data is quite small, it's only 1. So if like I have to access the first value in this particular data set of abstract, okay. So here it is 1, but if we have to access only 1, so what we have to do? We have to just type it down 1 here like this, okay. So this is one, like we can create one more data frame. Firstly, how we will do? We will use the fix function, and then we'll put the df. Okay, now if we'll see the length of the data. So what exactly this length is? So if I'll see my view data again. So the 2 more columns I have added. And if you have noticed that I've discussed that whenever like if you don't add the data, it will automatically add NA here, okay? So this is my, and if I have to see this particular abstract of this data set, how I will do? Now I won't write 1, I will go with 2, okay? And then I can extract that this is my data, okay? So say for example, you have a data set of like 10 publication and you want to extract only top 5 publications, okay? And I'm assuming that your data is arranged, I think, in descending order of citation, okay? So in that sense, you can extract this second value or third value, what exactly it is. Also, like if you want to see like range of your documents, so I have discussed about this sign that it's showing the sequence. So if I'll do like this, so it will display this also and this also, okay? So this is my first, if I'll see here, so this is my first value of that abstract, and this is my second, okay? So this is what common things which many of the learners have asked in the discussion forum. So if you have any questions, you can still post it on the discussion forum. We are here, and we can more discuss on this particular area. So in the meantime, if I get more questions in the discussion forum, I'll just discuss more about here. Like sometimes, the common errors occurred just simply because of we give the wrong location or maybe the wrong value to particular data set. Okay, how it is, like say for example, we have this kind of a data. So if I see, so if we see our title, and if I do like second value, so it's NA is there. Okay, so on NA we can't put any of the operations. So we can just simply check whether we have a data, whether we have NA. Like this is the common first thing we do when we have the missing values in a data set. So how we will do is dot NA. If I do df dot title, I want to check if there is any NAs are there in title. So it's showing false and true. So what false means? In the first title, there is no NA is there. That is why false is there, title is there. But when we see the second value, there is a true. That means NA exists there. So you have to either change to like what we used to do, either by 0 or 1, whatever the criteria we are setting up, we can do that. Okay. Then we face problems related to when we are doing the naming of these functions, like what we have created. So I have discussed that we have created the function Mukesh. Okay, so creating a Mukesh function, what exactly this function is. So if I just run it, so this is a text message. Okay, I can't remember what exactly I saved in Mukesh. Okay, so I have whenever you are creating your own function, you always take those function name which are task specific. So if you see our functions, like if you see mean, okay, so it's like mean is a function which is related to calculating the average. Okay, so we have created another function Priyanka. Okay, so if I run Priyanka, okay, so Priyanka require a, so like if I give 2. So what exactly Priyanka was? Priyanka was another functions where we have given the argument. So we have discussed about the kind of a function where argument is required, or whether the single argument is required or 2 argument is required. So you see, some days back I have created this function, but I forgot these function what exactly their task is. So that is why I have requested that whenever you are creating your function, you just give the name what the task is, what that for that purpose those function has been created. Like say for example, we have also created this function add num. I don't know, I think it's not saved. Okay, so or maybe I have created, I think we can create a function. Okay, so this is how we have created one function. Now if I give add num 1 2 comma 3, it's 5. Okay, so that is why whenever you are I'm saying that creating a function, so with this add num we can understand that this particular function is for adding the numbers. Okay, it is not telling that how many arguments it's required, like the error but we got it here. So this is again you may face the errors in something is missing. And also whenever you are getting the error, don't feel like that it's showing the errors. Okay, the errors are very straightforward. If you see, I just called this Priyanka function, and if I run, it's showing that there is a error. What that error is argument a is missing. Okay, so there is no default kind of thing is there. Okay, but when we have run Mukesh, it's showing directly without any argument. So just in the next step, I got to know that, okay, I have to give the argument, and then I give the argument 2, and it's on the right value. Okay, like say for example, this particular function is regarding 2 arguments, and if I do like this here, it will say that argument B is missing because I have created a function which require at least which require two arguments. Okay, so that is why you always create function which are related to your task. Okay, and then if you face if you stuck to any of the problems, or if you want to know any help from those functions, and also always remember to use question mark. So say for example, I know there is a function called mean, but I don't know how to use that mean. So what we will do, we will just put question mark here and then this, and if I run here, it will show me everything on this side. Okay, so it's showing that this is a mean and this is example. So how I have to do, I have to just give the value. So what all mean I have to calculate, and it will give me the mean. Okay, so this is some of the basics about we need to know when we will be doing the analysis in RStudio, or whenever you are doing in R or any other interface of R. You need to know these things. These are some of the basics where you will be facing the issues and all. Okay, so any other questions? I see in the YouTube chat there are no questions are there. We have just VC's message. So Sandeep sir, shall we stop? So thank you all for joining this first live session, and we will be having our second live session in this end of this month. If you have any questions, you can definitely share on the discussion forum. And of course, we have like all the 3 TAs are okay. So the 3 TAs are available all the time on the discussion forum. They are responding the queries, and like if you have any questions, like some of the questions were related to assignments. So like if you have if due date is over, there is no chance of submitting the assignment. And also, like if you have missed any of the assignment, we are taking only for top 8 assignment. So say for example, if you score in all the 8 assignment, like 8 assignment 100, and in the 9th assignment 90. So we will be taking up only those 8 assignment, okay, top 8 assignment, okay, out of 12, okay. So these are the things, and so thank you all. We'll meet you in the next session, and if you have any questions, you can share with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.